Before there was NASCAR, there was North Wilkesboro Speedway. It started as a dirt oval where local moonshiners would come test their liquor cars, and then for nearly 50 years, it grew and changed as NASCAR got bigger. Now one of the sport's original tracks is closed and slowly falling apart.
It was a short track. It was in North Carolina.
It was obvious when you were there, the history.
Without places like Wilkesboro, NASCAR wouldn't have grown to what it is today.
The ghostly remains of one of NASCAR's original tracks in North Carolina are a decaying snapshot of a bygone era. It's been 20 years since NASCAR's premier series ran at North Wilkesboro. Back then, it was still the Winston Cup Series. Today, the faded red and white paint of the former sponsor's logo is slowly peeling off the walls and grandstands.
Wilkesboro was one of the first races that NASCAR ran.
When they first built that thing, I was about 15, 16 years old. They'd let us come up there and run our liquor cars.
It was dirt. And we used to go up there with my dad and all, and they ran the dirt tracks, running sideways and all the stuff.
I kind of, picked up a lot on North Wilkesboro while it was dirt.
It was run for dirt for a long time.
The dirt track proving grounds that saw the likes of Junior Johnson, Herb Thomas, and Fireball Roberts gave way to asphalt and legends like Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, and Jeff Gordon.
It was a very challenging, difficult track to get around, to get a hold of.
It was kind of a racetrack. You start off, and then the tires would just go away real quick.
If you had experience at that track, it seemed to pay off huge.
You run downhill going down the front stretch, through the corner, and then you run uphill going up the back stretch.
You had to run 1 and 2 totally different. Then you ran 3 and 4. You went uphill down the back straightaway. There was very little grip. We finally won a pole there, and then won the race there.
In September 1996, the historic track hosted its final Cup Series race.
The victory here to Jeff Gordon on September 29, 1996. Jeff Gordon wins the final race at North Wilkesboro.
The next season, one of the scheduled dates for North Wilkesboro went to the brand new Texas Motor Speedway. The other, New Hampshire.
Wilkesboro was a mainstay in NASCAR for years. And then as time progressed, we basically outgrew it.
The parking space, they killed it. They had to haul on buses people from 10 miles away.
They didn't build a better racetrack or a bigger racetrack or do anything special to try to stay on the circuit.
I think when you look at the growth of the sport, as much as I didn't want to see North Wilkesboro go off the schedule because I loved racing there, I also understand NASCAR and the track owners looking at how can we make this sport bigger.
Wilkesboro, Martinsville, Charlotte, Rockingham, was all playing with the same spectators. It was really too many races in a given area.
When you look at the Southeast, there were other tracks that were more prominent, that drew more fans, that also put great racing on.
The super speedways just finally overcome a lot of the short tracks, and Wilkesboro just happened to be one of them.
In 2010, then 14-year-old Chase Elliott won a super late model race at North Wilkesboro during efforts to revive the once famed short track. But some of the legends who were part of the track's history don't see it as part of the sport's future.
It's really hard to go backwards. For us to go back to short tracks and stuff, I don't think it's the direction that our sponsors want to go to, that NASCAR wants to go to, or even the TV set from that standpoint.
They was a ground for the sport to expand and go forward. It'll always be that way.
You never want to see any track go away. To be a part of it and to be successful there in this final race meant a lot to me. I mean, it was obvious when you were there, the history and the fans that came there. They were just true hardcore NASCAR fans.
All of us have a place in history and stuff. Wilkesboro had their place in history, was a big part of NASCAR through those era. And, after the era, they just really got outgrown.